Most comic book readers are already familiar with Peter Parker, but Amazing Spider-Man issue 61 still takes a moment to summarize his story. Peter works as a freelance photographer, though steady gigs have been hard to come by. He's in a relationship with a nurse named Shay, who tolerates his habit of missing dates without offering any real explanations. He's deeply committed to his Aunt May and often assists her with her charitable endeavors. And of course, he's also Spider-Man, determined not to let a fiery new villain throw his personal, professional, and heroic worlds into chaos. Balancing his responsibilities to friends and family leaves Peter feeling stretched thin. The pressures never let up. Yet being Spider-Man remains at the core of Peter's identity because his concern for others drives him forward. He refuses to become like Tombstone, someone who's amassed power and success but has no meaningful connections. So, while Spider-Man faces off against villains like Tombstone and saves lives, Peter struggles just as much to be there for the people he loves. He feels as if everyone always wants a piece of Spider-Man, leaving little time for him to be with the ones he truly cares about. Unfortunately, though, another foe has set their sights on Spider-Man, seeking to consume even more of his precious time. This time, it's none other than Dr. Doom who enters the Amazing Spider-Man storyline. Doom, the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, harshly criticizes Spider-Man, labeling him as inadequate, scatterbrained, immature, and thoroughly underwhelming. However, he acknowledges that Spider-Man alone has the specific skills needed for an important mission. Doom insists that failure is not an option. Spider-Man flatly refuses Doom's plea for help, and Doom, visibly frustrated, leaves through a portal. Soon after, a thunderous explosion captures Peter's attention, prompting him to race toward the chaos, only to encounter a threat far beyond his imagination. The enemy is Sintros, an immensely powerful being from another dimension, who announces on behalf of his immovable, unstoppable father that a battle with Earth's champion has commenced. Spider-Man attempts to intervene, but Sintros dismisses him as insignificant and proclaims the Covenant's beginning while manipulating gravity around Peter. The resulting gravitational surge surprisingly topples buildings and violently slams Spider-Man into a brick wall. With the situation growing dire, Doom reappears and offers his assistance, and this time, Spider-Man reluctantly agrees. Doom begins explaining the origins of the Covenant to Spider-Man. He reveals that his predecessor, Dr. Strange, struck a deal with the Crimson God Sidorak, allowing Earth and its dimension to be safeguarded from the countless dangers of the immaterial cosmos by utilizing the invincible Crimson Casket of Sidorak. In return for Sidorak's protection, Strange agreed to participate in an annual battle against the 8 scions of Sidorak as entertainment for their godly father. Strange, however, cleverly exploited a loophole in the cosmic agreement by wielding the sacred Reeds of Ragador, which ensured that if he ever fell to the Crimson Scions, he would be resurrected, thus never truly losing. With Strange now deceased, Doom must find a new champion to face the Scions, as he outright refuses to stoop to petty combat for the amusement of any deity. To prepare Spider-Man for this monumental task, Doom outfits him with arcane armor to grant him access to mystical powers and shield his physical form. He also provides the 8 life-renewing Reeds of Ragador, commanding Spider-Man to defeat the Scions and ensure Earth's continued safety. Spider-Man returns to the fray, attempting to strike Sintros with a spell, but Sintros deflects it and retaliates with his gravitational weapon, which Spider-Man successfully counters. As Sintros proclaims himself the mortar that holds the universe in place, Spider-Man's new suit helps him discern Sintros' vulnerability, and he moves to exploit it. The attack takes him directly into Sintros' mouth, where he discovers the Blackheart Hole, the core of Sintros' power. This reckless move results in Spider-Man becoming spaghettified, costing him his life. Moments later, Spider-Man encounters none other than the embodiment of death himself, Phil Coulson, who greets him in the afterlife. He presents to Phil the Reeds of Ragador, interrupting his transition to the afterlife. In the following panel, we see the excruciating process of Peter's rebirth as the Reeds reverse the natural order, forcing his atoms to reassemble and his muscles to painfully regenerate. Afterward, Spider-Man meets Doctor Strange, who appears in the spirit realm to remind him that 7 more scions remain, 7 agonizing rebirths await, and failure to defeat all scions will mean Earth's destruction.